Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we're going to be continuing our exploration of the Explorer format, trying to find our ideal deck for the Qualifier play-ins. We did a number of different deck demos for the best of one format, including a best decks video from the win rates from Untapped. Today we're actually going to be looking at a best of three deck. This is likely the one I'm opting to go for the best of three play-in most likely, and this is the deck I've been playing a lot. I also own this deck in paper, played it in my Pioneer RC. This is Gruul Slickshot. As you can see with the deck, I'm 32 and 13 with the deck. A couple of those losses were to just mana issues, and I was trying out a couple different things. But all in all, like, pretty solid win rate against Control. I haven't lost a game to the Waste Not deck. Rakdos Vampires, give or take. I'm positive, but it's still only 7 games. Phoenix feels terrible. I'm trying to work on different ways to approach it. One of these losses was Greasefang, the other was Amalia. I also have a win against Amalia from my iPad, so all in all, not too bad. There's an uptick in mono green, which is something to be mindful of, so I have changed my sideboard a bit. I've also lost both the games against Gruul in the mirror. The mirror really comes down to who goes first. It was the same kind of thing when I was playing my paper Pioneer. Whoever went first kind of wins the game just because you're playing from behind. I also, for a while, was trying out, like you could see, I've been playing around with some of the numbers from when some folks had seen it before. I was trying to get rid of the main board Witchstalker frenzies. You could see in these iterations, I ended up adding it back. I didn't have an answer to Shieldred. Makes me a little worse in the mirror as well. So these are one of the things that I was trying out, just testing it out. Like we went 3-2 and then 2-0, so little changes here, like kind of tweaking numbers, but we'll dive into the deck itself, and then I'll do a couple gameplay videos to show off the sideboarding as well. So if we hop over to the deck itself, the biggest change from the previous list, I went down a single copy of Atarka's commands. We're at 2 Atarka's command. I also got rid of the Snakeskin Veil in the main, and then I went 1 case in the main, and then the additional Bone Crusher. So usually they don't play Bone Crushers, these lists. They play like Picnic Ruiner, more copies of Audacity, something of that nature. I also experimented with the 4th Skullscar Mage. I didn't like having that many creatures. This one not having haste is also kind of relevant. But I like the Bone Crusher. It's removal in the mirror. It's another body that doesn't get hit by lockdown. It's just a useful card all around. Case main helps me just refill my hand as well. Single copy there has been pretty useful, but core of the deck, we have Slickshot Show-Offs, Swiss Spears, Questing Druids, Kamanos, the whole gambit there. If we look at the sideboard, kind of a couple changes. So still on the 3 Rending Volley, 3 Pick Your Poisons. That's stock. We have added 2 Burning Hands. So this helps me in the mono green matchup. It can be brought in against Amalia since it hits Wild Growth Walker with the scaled damage. It hits Amalia, hits all their other creatures. So it's a removal spell that I found that can work in a number of different matchups. In the mirror, it can be played. It hits most creatures in the mirror as well, against like humans or like spirits, whatever. If you need it in a pinch, you can bring it in as well. Magebane Lizard, I'm up to 3. This card's very good against Phoenix. It's kind of my hope it works. So for Phoenix, I bring the Magebanes, I bring the Pick Your Poisons, and I bring the Rending Volleys. Ledger Shredder is a pain for the deck. It's very hard to deal with. I was trying to fit space for Soul Guide Lantern, but I feel like you're overboarding at that point, and you lose some of your density. Another case for the Grandier matchups, Urbrass Forge is my answer to Rakdos. It gets brought in against Control. Anything that's like overwhelming you with removal. This is typically where I like to side it in, and that's kind of my tech card. It's won me many games against Control, Mono Black, and Vampires. So I'll see you in the games, but that's a quick deck and my thoughts on the deck. All right, jumping into a game. Play first, good sign. Hand is good, let's keep. I think it's right to do this. No, my case. My case. Oh, they take Swiss Spear. They likely have a Fatal Push. They could have another discard effect. Like, the worst is if they have Fatal Push and a Thoughtseize. But I think at this point, okay, they're just dead. I'm gonna treat this as though it's Rakdos Vampires. So if that's the case, we get rid of a Tarkus command, we get rid of this. We bring in Urbrass Forge. We bring in Pick Your Poison. We bring in the case. Take out 2 copies of Monstrous Rage. I think we run it like that. So I don't know if it's regular Rakdos. So regular they're different decks, like in the sense, I think Vampires is easier than regular Rakdos. Like the one with like Preachers, like Bone Crusher Giants, stuff like that, just because they have more bodies. The main thing with Vein Ripper really comes down to if we have Pick Your Poison or not. This hand's not going to work. I'm not going to mull again, so we're just going to keep this and hope. Pretty poor hand. So they brought in Duress against us. Good to know for the following game. They take Kumano. Might set an upkeep stop here. No. If they have Vein Ripper, then we're just dead here. This hand really didn't come in. We had no pressure. Gonna kill here. They will get our Blossoming Defense. Does open them up to the potential to hit our Kumano. We're both top decking. I'm gonna bring Jingantha to hand. They might loot here, they don't. They have Thoughtseize up. This is actually pretty good because this gives me a threat. And it forces, because I didn't necessarily want to activate the Den here. So they kept in a lot of discard, and there's going to be a downside to discard at a certain point. Like that could be, yeah, so they're definitely vampires. I think I'm just forcing through here. Trade there. We basically take him off a land drop there, and I can save the Beseiju. If we had one more land, I could have Beseju'd it. And they have the Fatal Push. Okay, so continuing the top deck. We did call it right that turn. Yeah, the removal. They had the Edict. Both of us continuing the top deck. Forge is a good card. We drew Blossoming Defense. Part of me said, like, hold it, but it wouldn't have mattered anyways against the Edict. Weird game. I assume they just have a ton of removal. Oh, that's a draw. That is a draw. This is why we play it. They could still play like Land Bane Ripper. Would be pretty bad. Archfiend of Dross. That's not bad because that's another. The problem is we lose life. Okay, so that's actually good for us because if they block there, because this was always going to get sacked. So they should have blocked on etchings here. I'm holding this in case they have like Liliana or something. Or even with case, I want to discard it. Carol. That should be lethal. We go to blocks. They block there. I target this with Monstrous Rage. And they're dead. So took down Vamps pretty convincingly. You'll sometimes see this out of the Vamps. I still think it's actually no, it could just been regular. They had the Mutavault, which suggests to me. I think they just overboarded. The Vampires deck sometimes play Archfiend of Dross, so we'll catch you for the next one. Alrighty, jumping into a match. So, like I said, Phoenix is the worst matchup I find. It's very hard to deal with. The Rakdos Vampires can be tough as well. So a hand like this is a bit of a trap at times. I think because we have double Slick Shot plus the protection, I will keep it. We do have an answer on one. Give our opponent the hello. So I'll likely plot Slick Shot here. This suggests, I think this game, I might just run this out naked. There's not many 1-mana removal spells if they want to spend their turn on 2, and then I can hold up Flick Shot with protection. Okay, so they are an Angels deck. So here, just take out Giada, and then just triple Slick Shot might be able to run them down. Now, I did make a conscious decision to not play Ferocidon. I wasn't seeing too much Amalia in best of 3. Also clunky at times. And they usually bring in more removal anyways post-board. I figure we'll just kill things and kind of go from there. Righteous. Untap line would have gone hard there. Okay, so we have to see how this works. So this is plus, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's actually, I think, better. No, because if I go this, that's plus 6 power. They likely don't block. If I do this, it's plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I think we have to go Slick Shot here. See if they take a block here. Okay, so that'd be plus 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Kind of annoying. We needed just an untapped land. We are one off. Kind of annoying. We'll see what they do here. Hopefully no collected company. Actually, that was lethal. In any case, they should be dead. So just pump here. That's 3, 4, 5. 3, 5, 6. Yeah. So I did miss it last turn. We did have the lethal, but thankfully. So what does this do? Flying Vigilance, you have hexproof. Whenever is dealt damage, you gain that much life. But that goes post-combat, so it doesn't matter. So pick your poisons in, rending volleys in, perhaps case. We'll see. Katarka's Command could be useful here. Audacity could be useful. Witch Stalker could be useful. The Bone Crushers don't do much in this matchup. Probably trim a couple questing druids. They're a bit slow in this matchup. 2, 3. So they could bring in more removal. But I think that's fine. I don't want to like overload on stuff, so I think we just do it like that. You don't see too much of Angels in best of 3. It's typically a best of 1 deck. Keep this hand. We have a bunch of removal, which I like. Probably lead on Carpoolson here. Youthful. Could go Audacity this turn. Lets me pump through some damage. I think I like that. Just lets me chunk through here. Most concerned with getting Righteous Valkyrie. They are bringing in portable holes. I'll definitely want more removal. Second rending volley is really good. We'll kill that. I think I'm probably... I could rending volley here and also just questing druid to set up for next turn. If I take this off, then I'm kind of all in. This might be better. Maybe not. Because like this isn't that big of a threat. See collected company here. Which looks like it's the case. We drew aforementioned case. I'd love to play the case, but I don't think we're at that point of the game. And that's a little bit of the issue with like an early. We'll just Monstrous Rage here. This does play us a little all in. Okay, so they had the Agonjo. We draw a card here. Since I drew the other Rage, it might be better for the following turn. With the Slick Shot. Just pass the turn. I wasn't planning on playing around a Agonjo. Obviously, if we would have targeted the Swiss Spear, would have been better. They collected company here. Let's see what they hit. Hit the Skyclave. Really annoying. I have to kill this. It might have been right there just to push with Jada. They're probably ahead now. It's going to get bigger. This deck doesn't play too much in terms of removal, but the removal that they found was enough to do me in. Opt to go second Giada here, just makes another bigger blocker. I think we're just plotting. And then just hope for a really big next turn. Just try to kill them that way. Our mana's been awful this game. We had a pretty solid draw. First strike, lifelink, whenever it attacks. It's a cool card. Resplendent Angel. So they didn't gain life. This does come in with quite a bit of power, but I think we're kind of stuck here. See if they incorrectly block. So that takes us to 6. We're 1 off. We're 1 off. So frustrating. 1 off. We draw a spell there, we're fine. I don't think I want the Burning Hands. Like, I think we're fine. They did bring in a bit more removal, so I might want the extra Blossoming defense. Trim down a case on the play. Like, at that point. If the Coco didn't hit Skyclave, we're in a reasonable spot. So no removal in this hand, but I actually don't think this hand's that good. one of those days where it doesn't matter what you do, because the game's gonna come for you. I think we put back lines here. And this is where it gets like super frustrating. We kept the quasi playable, and then our deck just decided, no, you're not playing Magic. I think we have to hold. Very annoyed. It's Bishop of Wings, we're in trouble. Let's turn here. That hand might have been fine, the first one. Swiss Spear into... I am forced to do this. Trying a land there is pretty rough. I do need to do this. Multiply, and we're gonna flood. Skyclave. Rough. Okay. Ingantha does dodge Skyclave, that dodges quite a bit. Their hand's all gas though. They missed a land drop. We have Fortune, Loyal Steed. That's actually pretty good with the Angels because you get to blink them. See if they want to do like a multi-block. Yeah. So their hand's just all gas. We're just gonna end up flooding. And now I'm just gonna get outpaced. Part of the issue, we're not going to be able to push through enough damage. I'll get a flyer here. I don't know if that first hand would have been relevant enough, just given the complexion of what their hand was. We didn't have any removal. We have so much removal in the deck. Any angel pops off for them. They can double block on the den. Problem is, like, we're not even like pushing damage here. And then any angel just gains some like infinite life. Yeah. Goes the Coco. That's a weird matchup. And like we lost, we mulled to 5, so we didn't really get a chance to play, and that's not something I'm gonna see in the actual event or an RCQ, so I'm not like super bummed. It's just more of a ladder deck. catch for the next game. Jumping into another one. Opponent goes first. So notably, no companion out of them. It's fine. Vampires or Waste Not. Let's see. Could be either or. Waste Not's much easier of a matchup. My guess is they take one of our creatures. Monstrous Rage typically is like the worst card. So we'll just present our attackers. They've already done 2. Okay, Rakdos Vamps. Means that they likely have Fatal Push. So I'm going to set an upkeep stop because I want to hit a land. Or not a land. I should have. Meant to say to push away a land, find another creature. So they did take a little bit of a gamble. But here I'm just going to go face. Honestly, Swifty's better than nothing. They're missing line drops, so Copter. Copter's a bit annoying, especially with Preacher. Monstrous Rage is good. See what they do here. We lose Soul Scar, but we take Preacher off the battlefield, which is important. I just need to go for it here. They're discarding Blood Ripper, so we're both in top deck. I think I'm doing this now. I want to find a land. Lets me Jangantha next turn. Actually, this is probably better. Presents a number of threats. Why give me a spell? I think we just have to do that. That's really frustrating. Blood Tide's another body. The Copter can be crude. God, we're just not going to find anything. Super, super frustrating. Now they're up to 8. Blind. Shieldred's like the worst card that they could have played there. Bane Ripper. That works. This should work. We lose the creature, but I can get in some damage. It is bad if they find a vampire. Go haul and race. Can you give me, like, any action? You're gonna give me a Kumano. Love it. Love it. Base to be good, Atarka's Command to be good. Audacity, just get some damage in. Not bad. Kill this. Now they have to decide. Come on. Oh, that was dumb of me. I just lost that for nothing. I'm just playing tilted now. Like, we've drawn how many lands? We have an out now? Guess questing druid or the case. I think that's gonna have to do for now. Should have held back. Game's like very frustrating, just missing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, Bone Crusher's not bad. I mean, they're hitting a lot of lands as well, but how many duress are they playing? 2 duress, we got Thoughtseize, that Shieldred just like saved them. We're also just dead at any point to Vein Ripper. We hit our dens. So the impressive thing is we've hit all these lands and we've yet to hit a den. See how they block here. We're 1 short if we block this way. That's 2, 4. No. Still short. Now we're just dead. Freaking perfect. Not even the removal spell. They found specifically Sokazen, which beats us, which is just super, super frustrating. Ah. It's not hitting a land there is really rough. We had so many outs that game. And instead just... Because, like, I'm not playing around Sokazen. I guess I could have just attacked with Bone Crusher Giant. The one lander, but I think we keep... Go back Monstrous Rage. Not mulliganing again. And this is what's been frustrating me. Like, we keep getting within, like, a point. We drew the Den at any point that game. Get this going. Give me a land. Give me a land. The rest is fine. We're just doing this. Them taking Pick Your Poison to me suggests that they likely have... I'm gonna do this now. Just because I might want a Questing Druid next turn if we don't hit land. We don't. So we did that. Need to maximize my chances of hitting. How are we not hitting lands? Sack an artifact here. And of course, then we hit that. Like, it's just this terrible timing. If we hit a land and then pick the poison, then we're able to answer this. Might see a block here. No block. Got another Fable in hand. Add the Fatal Push. They have Preacher. They're finding it all. Okay, that's a good one. Certainly a good one. Come on. I need to take that off the battlefield. It just presents too much of an issue. Tell me it's Vein Ripper. Tell me it's Vein Ripper. No. But the lifelink is pretty big here. Okay, Forge is nice. Question is, do I go face or do I go Sorin? I think we just have to go face here. Hope for the best. Case is solved. We're getting 3 draws next turn. Dodge that Vein Ripper. At this point, mana doesn't really matter. We have a Druid here. I think I'm gonna main phase Druid. God. Why do you hate us, game? I think we do this. Fast turn here. Just wait to see what they do. They might just come in with the attack here. I'll kill that. Buys me some time. If they had the Vein Ripper, they would have played the Vein Ripper. Path to Peril's fine. They finally getting some action. They could have push, so yep. Just pass the turn. Got him. Got him. Case carries. Case carries. I think we're just running it back. We got cheesed at a game one, but I think we did well there. Pretty good. Keep lead on Kumano, probably. I'm gonna lead on Kumano. I just don't want him to get like value out of something like a Fatal Push. So here I can go 2 creatures. So I'm gonna put the counter on this one. And then play this out. I guess this is worse, but this forces them to Path to Peril this turn if they want. Bitter Triumph. So we just gotta hope that they don't have Vampire on curve, which looks like it's Vampire on curve. You got Vein Ripper? Kalitas. Those both get exiled. Play that. They gain some life, but I think that's fine. So Liliana Edict. See if they attack in. Poke Lily here. And then Questing Druid. Ellie's annoying. Give me some gas. Give me some gas. It's not gas. I asked for some gas. So I think we do this, do this. Again, this is bad because it puts me into path to peril, but I think I have to do it regardless, and then just hope to dig. Would have been great last turn. I'd pick your poison up. Actually pretty good. I mean, they probably don't block with Shieldred. But I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have to play that shock from hand. Maybe we hold it and then just try to maximize the other stuff. The thing is, they can take like block here. So Soul Scar, I can kill one of them. Could also shrink Shelly. It's doing this. And I know I'm playing into Path to Peril. I can't beat that at this point, so I have to play as though they're not going to hit it. Get a lot of lands in hand. Like, Sheoldred's much harder for us to beat than Vein Ripper. Blood Tithe. Good start, good start. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so do this. Do this. Force him to block. They do that, they'll gain some life. Life. Would have been lethal, but I think it's safer to just do the protection this turn. Because if they had the fatal push, then I get blown out. Oh, that was dumb. I target myself. I take 2. Well, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. Okay, we got him. We got them. Ba 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 ba. All right, catch for the wrap up.